Okay, someone's microphone is on, mute it now. Shruti. Syllabus for term 2. When to submit your project work, still now we are not notified regarding that matter, that when you have to submit it. Okay, but as it is a part of your curriculum, so obviously it will be collected by some way, but not to be hurry, because of as the board exam is late, so on the same way your class, that your final exam might also got some days later. It is not notified to us that how to take or how to collect your project work. It is not known that when you have to submit it. Okay, and regarding the syllabus, the chapters which was left after the term 1, it will be included in term 2, and the deducted portion will not be there. The deducted portion will not be there, and this is already uploaded. Okay, so everyone will follow the page number 59, Petroleum. As we have earlier discussed in detail, and next it is the revision of these chapters. So on the last day I have revised the coal, and today it is the petroleum. Now everyone having some preliminary knowledge on petroleum, about how it looks like, and basically in which perspective or in which points the petroleum is important to the civilization. Now, and in which form the petroleum is coming out from the earth crust. Okay. So petroleum, is it a fossil fuel or not? Yes, so it is a fossil fuel. Now, just look at this. You know that petrol is used as a fuel in light automobiles such as motorcycles, scooter and cars. Heavy motor vehicle like trucks and tractors run on diesel. Petrol and diesel are obtained from a natural resource called petroleum. Okay, so diesel are to somehow heavy with respect to petrol. So for this, as it is heavier, so its heat content obviously will be higher. So as the carbon content will be higher with respect to petrol. So here, as the carbon content or number of carbon will be higher, its heat content also will be higher. What is the word meaning that Petra? What is the meaning of the word Petra? If you break the word petroleum, then Petra. What is the meaning of the word Petra? Rock, yes. So Petra, that means rock, and oleum, oil. So rock oil. So this is a different kinds of rock, that is from where the petroleum is extracted. This is also called as crude oil. It is formed by the marine organism or dead marine organism. Okay, petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with layers of sand and clay. Over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature and high pressure. So again the same condition is applied, that is absence of oxygen or air, high temperature and pressure. Transform the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. So here at the same time how the petroleum and natural gas are produced is dictated here. So here's some question from general knowledge, that where the first oil well in the world was drilled? Yes. Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. Second oil well was drilled in Assam in India in the year 1867. Yes, 1867, after 8 years of the first one, Makum in Assam. So in India, from where we got the petroleum, that is Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, river basin of Godavari and Krishna. But basically, the Mumbai High and the Assam is supplying all over the India. It shows that deposits of petroleum and natural gas. Okay, now look at the picture. If you follow the picture, there is a new kind of rock, that is reservoir rock. So just think the reservoir rock as a sponge. So when the pressure on the rock is released, then the crude oil will come out. So as we give pressure to the the water saturated sponge, then what happen? If you give pressure it, then the water will come out from that structure. So here also, if you release the pressure, then it will comes out. The crude oil, it comes out. Now there is a rock oil. Okay, rock, that is petroleum, breaks into two words, petra and oleum. Petra means rock and oleum, that is oil. So as basically it is the origin from the rock, because at that well, that is in the depth of the earth crust, it is the rock bed is there. So when you have studied the soil of class 7, you have seen that after the horizons there is the parent rock. So here also in the bed of the sea there are also rocks. So these rocks basically they are reservoir rock, which is here also mentioned. Carbon content of petrol. Yes, now the different when, okay, now coming to that, I am inquiring one question, that why the extraction or why the refining of petroleum is important. At the same time, it will give you the answer, that refining of petroleum, if we use the crude oil, then it also will burn, but they are having a lots more compounds or lots more substances which should be extracted from the crude oil, so that we can use it differently in different purposes. Now the petroleum and the petrol and diesel, etc., paraffin wax, lubricating oil, these are formed from petroleum, and sometimes some synthetic materials are also produced nowadays from petroleum. So the refining is important with that aspect, that we can use the all the constituent of petroleum, more than 200 or greater than that substances are mixed in petroleum. So originally petroleum is a mixture of such things such as petrol, diesel, petroleum fats, paraffin wax and lubricating oil. So it having an unpleasant odor, and the process of separating the various constituent or fractions of petroleum is known as petroleum refinery. So a petroleum refinery refines the petroleum with respect to its molecular mass. Now molecular mass depends basically on the carbon content. So as in a chain, or if a compound, suppose A is a compound having 3 carbon in its chain, B is a compound having 7 carbon in its chain. So basically this will be called as higher molecular mass, molecular deducted higher mass. So when higher mass or having more carbon content, then it's obviously will have higher heat value because of greater number of carbon atom than the previous one. So as the higher number of heat value is there, so it obviously will produce higher heat content, which will be used in different purposes. Suppose in an engine, suppose in an engine X and in engine Y, this is engine. So this X engine will require more energy at the same time. So at that time we will use the higher homolog or the higher mass contents petroleum. So in that case you will use the diesel. And in the least case, that when the energy which is lighter, the engine is lighter with respect to the energy content, that it requires less energy, then you will use the petrol. But it is not to some difference in their carbon chain. It is just 1 or 2 carbon different. Okay. Refining of petroleum is a process by which different constituents of petroleum are separated. The process takes place in petroleum refinery. Why petroleum is called as black gold? Black gold. The gold is here according to its importance. Yes, its commercial value. Now petroleum is a black gold because it yields several substances that are commercially successful. The useful substances obtained from petroleum and natural gas are called petrochemicals. Now as it is used largely in industry, so it is called as black gold. And here the petrochemicals, what is petrochemical? The useful substance obtained from petroleum and natural gas is called petrochemical. Substance obtained from petroleum and natural gas. Okay. Now this is the petrochemical is a synthetic term. Why we call synthetic? Because here we have to synthesize the substance which is not ready to use. The substance which is ready to use is the petroleum or the natural gas. Now we have to go through a process to produce the petrochemicals. Okay. So for our direct use, so it is a synthetic term. So why petrochemicals are used in manufacturing synthetic fiber, suppose polyester, nylon, acrylic, etc. So petrochemicals is used in the manufacture of synthetic fiber. So what are the importance of petrochemicals or uses? Number one, preparation of synthetic fiber. Preparation of synthetic fiber such as polyester, nylon, etc. Next one, detergents. Now detergents, it is the long chain fatty acid. It's sodium or potassium salt of stearic and palmitic acid. Now we got the hydrocarbon from the petrochemicals. Now it should be converted to its higher homologue, okay, and from these should be converted to acid first and then its salt from, because the detergents are the higher homologue hydrocarbons, acidic and acidic salt of higher homologue hydrocarbon. Okay, detergents. Next one, polythene. Number 3, that is polythene. Now polythene is a polymer of ethylene. What is polymer? Anyone can tell me what is the formula for ethylene? Detergent. Okay, now detergent, suppose this is a formula of detergent, C7H33COON. Now this is a higher homologue, that is having carbon content, that the number of carbon atom is 17. Now this part, these hydrocarbon, we will got from the petroleum or the natural gas. This part, that is the acid part, is not there. So it should be synthesized to that to got the acid, and later on it should be converted to its salt, because this is a salt. When COONA, this is a salt. So this part we will got from petroleum, and then it is synthesized to ultimately got the detergents. C2H4, yes, it is the polyethylene. Now how polyethylene is represented? Polythene. Next one, another one, that is polythene or man-made plastic. Now next one is the natural gas. The natural gas is given here in very short. Natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. Now there is a project is going on by which the industry which is situated on the West Bardhaman, that the Asansol or etc., it would be helped by some natural gases, because a project is going on from Dhobi to this area, the natural gases, and also in Bardhaman city here a pump will also be there where the natural gas will go. Okay. So this is the natural gas which is coming through pipeline from the mines or from the wells to the industry, and it's having higher heat value, because as it is gaseous content, so it having higher heat value. Polyethylene. Okay, next one, it is easy to transport through pipeline. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, which is called as CNG. So compressed natural gas, that is in basically it is found in liquid form, but it is not, in general it is not acidic, it is by the pressure. CNG is used for power generation. It is now being used as a fuel for transport vehicles because it is less polluting, it is cleaner fuel. So here the definition of cleaner fuel, because of less polluting, the emission is not so harmful with respect to the petrol or diesel. The great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning in homes and factories where it is supplied through pipes. Such a network of pipelines exists in Barodara, some parts of Delhi and other places. Natural gas is also used as a starting material for manufacture of number of chemicals and fertilizers. So it having great industrial importance with respect to formation of chemicals and also the fertilizers. India is a vast reserve of natural gas. In our country, natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and in the Krishna Godavari Delta. Okay, so that's all for today, that up to natural gas. Why CNG is less polluting? Yes, very good question. Now, when the density, we can say, or the carbon content which is lesser, that is the compounds is formed by the lesser number of carbon atom, then and also the density is there, that is in the gaseous form. So when it is gaseous form, its expansion is there when the pressure will be released. So as the density is less and it will get more space to burn. So for this it is called as cleaner fuel, because all the carbon quantity will be burned to get its heat value. But if it is in liquid form, it is highly dense, so it will with that respect depends on the utility or the engine's quality, that it can combust all the carbon or all the constituents of it or not. Okay. Next day we will start from natural gas. Yes, more hydrogen content. Okay, so here some applications of petrochemicals as discussed, which was, I think it is not previously discussed. Preparation of synthetic fiber, detergents, polyethylene and also some man-made plastics. The man-made plastics that is biodegradable. Okay. Okay, so thank you everyone and bye.